Hello, my people. This will be another shock from Truth Shocks. We take the opportunity this day to once again unscramble some of the subtleties of mind science embedded in the English language. As God spell religions constituted some of the biggest reasons for the inception and doctoring of this language, we naturally find that many of the doctored and stigmatized words have a lot to do with religion. Sometimes hidden words, hidden meanings, or subliminal information are put forward to you in order to compartmentalize your mind. It can split your personalities in a way that you both agree and disagree depending on the circumstances, or you agree with the disagreeable, thinking that it was your idea to agree, or that you have valid reasons to do so. My people, please take that like button and also the subscription icon seriously. Don't be mean with the love around here. This channel depends on your love. Simply hit the thumbs up and it will help me without costing you. Also, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if necessary, and I guarantee it won't cost you a dime. We are building from scratch, as you see. Join the family. The information you receive will be edifying, but you don't even know the wonderful things that are yet to come. Let me give you an example of these subliminal effects that I was talking about before. If a Christian is out in the secular field, and someone says, I just saw Superman flying over that building, the Christian would laugh and tell that individual how stupid he was. If the Christian moves to a church circle, his mind automatically shifts to a different mode. It is like what was impossible before is no longer impossible because his mind has gone to a different compartment. So if the pastor tells him no, Jesus was here this morning and he flew over that building and brought back 10 dead people to life, the Christian would no longer disbelieve the impossible. As soon as he switches back to secular, or I would say secular mode, he would be normal again. And I want you to notice because this is something that happens all day, every day, and it happens around you. I'm just bringing your mind to it. And even if you are a Christian, you know that it's true. As soon as you switch back to secular mode, you become normal again. You begin to define words according and reality according to possibilities. Um, if the Christian is in college and someone asks him to define the word believe, he will explain that it is an assumption actually, and it is not certain or proven to or by him. It's just an assumption, not proven, not yet proven. It is a position one could take for want of or until the actual proven truth arrives. He will agree that you do not stagnate at belief, but belief means that you are still searching for the higher truth. Maybe you accept that to work with no for argument's sake or as a foundation to build upon and in getting your way forward to the truth. As soon as he goes into the church circle, he enters a new compartment of mind. These systemic spells are embedded in the societal structure and within the doctrines of the cult itself. So when you watch all the stories about hypnotists doing all sort of mind tricks with people, look what was always under your noses that you could not see. These are the exact same spells. When you step back into that church mode, you subconsciously redefine word to match that alternative dimension for the time that your mind switches compartments, because you're actually going into a different dimensional reality, literally. In this alternative compartment of your brain, to believe now means certain and proven fact. Do you realize that it's no longer an assumption? To believe means something even, I mean, more fact than science to you once you get back into that um, Christian mind. In other words, if Elon Musk made a car that is fueled by battery, and you are standing before the evidence and touching it literally, but then comes a pastor to say that God says no one can ever build an electric car, Elon Musk would now be the liar. The Christian would look at the evidence. This is the car before him with the battery in it and it's driving. The Christian would look at the evidence before him, see the damn car driving, but he would take out his Bible, find a scripture, and read to Elon to prove that he had never and could never, ever, ever, ever create any such thing. For God says so. If NASA make a million rocket ship and send them to the moon, and the moon came to Earth with the million rocket ships on it, mark NASA with everything to prove that NASA made them. And if the Christian read in the Bible that rockets can't go to NASA to the moon from Earth, the Christian would look at the evidence, read the scripture in the Bible, and say it is impossible for NASA to send a rocket to the moon. I want you to realize that I'm not telling you impossible things here. I'm telling you things that actually happen, right? This is not sarcasm either. It is truth. But the fact that it sounds so incredibly ridiculous reminds us how ridiculous the indoctrinated ones become under their God spells. The truth is that you might be able to raise the dead from the dead, for they might want life, but to raise the living from the dead is almost useless. For why would they be there if they did not choose it in the first place? Ignorance is sometimes a choice, and these videos of mine is proving it all day, every day. And on most days, it comes out beyond the shadow of a doubt. God told the Christians that He is their Father. They are His children. The same God told them that He is their shepherd. They are His sheep. And they gladly clutch on to the privilege of sheephood. Even in the prodigal son, I would say even the prodigal son was smarter than them. For he asked for what belonged to him. Where the position of being the child of God and the position of being the sheep of God are both on the offering to be the birthright. The Christian chose gladly to be the sheep and not the child of God. Why? So now he says he is the sheep of God's pasture. He says he surrenders and shall not want. He says that when he dies, he will go to heaven. The sheep, a lamb to the slaughter, agrees to pray and then die and go to heaven. Everyone knows that when you die, you enter the spirit realm. But we are all here doing life at the moment, so ain't nobody got time for that. Well, you do. He will give you new life, but after you die, he will give you new life, but after you die. What's the sense and you are already living? In the meantime, he brings you to green pasture and gives you the wonderful bread of life. So hear this. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by the word that is uttered by God. These words you see in the Bible, are you hear them from the pastor that feeds you the bread of life? The bread of life is your spiritual food, and you, being the spiritual sheep, being fed by the pastor that you shall never want. Some of you already see this by now. Yes, when you go to the church, you go to the spiritual pasture. Pasture, pasture. He is the spiritual pasture that feeds you the spiritual bread of life. In this case, it's grass, cause you the sheep, right? So I hope this helped. Continue to do what you do. Go ahead and eat your holy grass. Peace out, my wonderful people. I love you all, sheep or no sheep.